Arcan is saved and Anthem returns as we check out our Javelin and see what we can implement. We got some new slots unlocked here. Our first component, which are basically little buffs, little boosts that we can put in. Increasing the Javelin armor seems like the way to go to start things off. And to start things off, big thanks to EA Game Changers for flying me out to San Francisco, putting me in a hotel, and helping me check out the game so that I could bring all of this to you. All right, let's mess with our loadout a little bit before we head back to Fort Tarsis and get to another mission. Switch out our weapons, check out our seals. Nothing new there, although we did grab something here if we wanted to check that out. Again, components is kind of where things are going to be. We should be able to craft a little bit. Let's see if that is unlocked. Yeah, do we want to change out Ice Blast? Yeah, there's our Lightning Strike. Okay, so we can craft back your initial skill. It's interesting that they take Lightning Strike away, and then kind of you craft it. At least that's what happened to me. Lightning Strike is what I started off with, and then it wasn't available to equip. But then you can craft it to get it back. So it's sort of a nice way, I think, to force you to use alternate powers, alternate abilities, and remind you, like, hey, Anthem has a lot of abilities, and I like that a lot. I hope that as we progress through the levels that we continue to open up and unlock new elemental powers. I don't know if there's anything besides fire, ice, and lightning. I'm guessing not, given that the ultimate centers around those 3 different tiers / sets of abilities. So I'm guessing we'll have those just variants of ice, fire, and lightning. Now here is the customization for the character visually. Let's dive into this a little bit. Now, what's cool about Anthem's customization is that the material of your armor affects the colors and the types of colors that are able to be implemented. So you see there, I pick a metal type material, and I'm utilizing metals as the color. So brass, steel, gold, copper, etc. If I go with a more fabric type material, then I am able to use a far more traditional palette to pick from. Let's try to make a very nice looking Javelin here. We don't have a whole lot of differences in terms of the armor itself. Now that's something that I noticed wasn't as prevalent in Anthem as compared to other games. You won't be really switching out your armor, at least what I played, that often. It's more about switching and swapping your powers, your guns, sort of your combat loadout, and then messing with the colors and patterns and materials of your visual appearance, but not so much the actual pieces themselves. Now, there are pieces that you can buy. There are helmets, there are legs, there are torsos that you can go to the shops in the game and buy with in-game currency. But I hope there's more ways to unlock them. It doesn't seem like loot is anything cosmetic. It seems like loot is all action-based, all combat-based, because it does look really cool once you start modifying the metals and the colors. Like, I love the Javelins. I think they are awesome looking. They sound awesome. Like, the mechanized nature that you experience while in them, from a boosting, flying standpoint to just a little audio cue standpoint as you step and run around, very, very supreme. So I want the visual aesthetic to match. And the colors are really great. I think mixing metals with mattes is really nice. It's like makeup for your Iron Man. But I do hope that there's more in the way of actual different helmets, actual different legs, actual different capes, things of that sort, because that's what sort of really helps differentiate besides just the colors. But for now, let's head back to Fort Tarsis and continue along. I think as like a single-player game, if this game was like 6 to 8 hour single-player campaign, it would be super awesome. So the fact that you can play it for oodles of time, I'm curious to see when all is said and done if that dilutes or enhances the experience. I'm sure it'll be based on the player. Like, are you someone that loves multiplayer? Are you someone that just is more all about single player? Because the mechanics and the scenarios are pretty sweet. It's just, can they elongate that over an extended and very replayable set of time? All right, let's see what Owen has to say. Or should we cash in our mission first? Let's cash in our mission.
Ah, very good work out there with the Arcanists. People want to believe freelancers have their backs. After Freemark, belief hard to come by.
Glad I could help. How's Freelancer Rice doing?
Good!
She put up a hell of a fight.
Of course. She knows I would be angry to write her story for the wall. But, my young friend, she is alive. This is a good story to tell. People will hear of it.
Think that'll help around here?
Oh, yes. Now, Freelancer Wraith is recovering down by the forge if you want to check on her. I will keep an eye out for contracts, never fear.
Thank you, sir. Much appreciated.
Waiting on a few reports just now.
Alright, looks like there might be a contract on the board.
Oh, so soon? Good. I have contracts for you.
Nice.
To change minds around here, we need to get out there and do good work. Remind people they can count on us. You hear me?
I hear you.
Alright, so we're headed to the Great Fall Canyon. Protection Duty is the name of the game. And let's go and see if we can set this bad boy to hard. I've played everything on normal thus far. Very curious to know how much more difficult it becomes when we bump that difficulty. So today will be the day where we play on hard.
Well, hello.
Oh, what's going on? You scare me a little sometimes.
Do I? Actually, I suppose that's fair. I do peddle in danger. Still, you should know me better than that. I know you.
Okay, when's my birthday?
Trick question. You don't like celebrating birthdays.
Okay.
So, when is my birthday?
I think you're having me on. You've never told me.
Probably not. It was a number of days ago.
Well then, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. So, where's my gift?
I tell you what, I'll write you a terrible poem.
Nice.
How does that sound? Sometime.
Sounds terrible.
Actually, the day we met was my birthday.
Now that is a trick. Which time? Recently or in our youth?
Youth? The time you picked my pocket?
Well, I was starving.
Or bored?
Or bored. Which turned out well, actually. Griefing regulators through it was pretty fun. You were always looking for trouble. Is that what made you want to be a freelancer, do you think?
Can't believe this guy pickpocketed us in the beginning. I'm not really a troublemaker, though.
I was young. Besides, my job is helping people, Owen.
A touch defensive?
Yeah, because I'm defending my adult self.
Look, of course we're helping people. But I like to think about the root of things, that's all. The spark that began the journey.
Say, back then, what were you doing alone in Pontaix anyway?
I was tired of the Satomi and was taking, well, shall we say, an unscheduled break. Roaming. That's what I was doing, roaming. Same thing you were doing when we met in Heliost.
I like to think of it more as finding myself.
Because of the Heart of Rage. Where's your team?
I don't know.
Yeah, I brought you down. Well, never mind. There's a bright future ahead. Cheer up. Contracts await.
Unscheduled break, and we don't want to take an unscheduled break. Some news there, but we don't need that right now. What we need to do is go back to our Javelin and launch this expedition.
Hey, we're doing well out there. Come check it out.
Got these daily challenges, weekly challenges, and monthly challenges that will be fun to keep track of eventually. But right now we're still in the early goings and just trying to build out our character and get through some of these missions to see what the game is all about. How do you guys feel about Fort Tarsis? Does it seem like a worthwhile place to spend most of your time? Does it seem like somewhere you'll want to repeat and go through over and over? Do you like the way it looks? Is the first person flowing for you? Does it feel too slow? I gotta say, moving through Fort Tarsis is visually nice, but I hate how slow it is. But when you're rewarded with this gorgeous suit at the end, it's harder to complain. Alright, in we go. And on with the show. Let's kick this thing to hard for protection duty. It's a contract. It's a contract. And let's bump this bad boy up. We'll see if we spot any other Javelin, any other freelancer out there. But let's roll hard and dive straight in. Alright, looks like we do have a group this time. There are 3 other Javelin lurking. No intro dialogue, which is interesting. But it looks like I've been match made with a triple pack of other heroes, and we'll see how this goes. We haven't done anything multiplayer yet, so it'll be interesting. Down by the bay, getting cooled off, and through these lovely tunnels. They intentionally put tunnels all over the world because it's super cool to fly through tunnels, as I've mentioned before. That's definitely no coincidence. They're all here. I like the little indicators up there by the names of the other players that tell you like where they are, roughly, like just a directional ping. All right, it's saying it's going to transfer me to the mission area, but I am very close to it, so we can probably reach without hitting a load screen, I believe. Grab some loot out of that chest they've already unlocked. I always feel a type of way about playing like Destiny, Anthem type missions multiplayer, because God, that's gorgeous. When the sun hits, the skyboxes are beautiful. Anyhow, they're like Bungie level good. But anyhow, when you do things like this multiplayer, it's like, are you getting to do all the cool work? I kind of like them solo, because then you get to be the one to take out all the cool enemies. You get to be the one to survive the big barrage. You get to be the one to uncover the treasure chest. You get to be the one to come across the gorgeous vista. When it's with other people, especially if you don't know them, especially if there's match made in, and it's like, okay, here you are. And for free play, I guess it's more okay. But for the story missions, like, I kind of like to come across everything and make sure I see it. Like, there are a few times in Destiny where I would get in a scenario where, like, okay, I was over here fighting this guy, and they'd go up and see like a cool reveal of a new enemy, and it would be dead by the time I moved around the corner, or they'd have already opened up the gate by the time I ran over there. And like, to me, that's just not that fun. Alright, we are trying to pop these eggs, because if you pop them, not only will you rescue the Arcanists that are being scrambled inside, but you also have a chance to prevent the enemies from being born that birth out of these creepy little sacks, little scorpion guys. And they're all called scorpions, I believe, even if they're not specifically the scorpion. It's just kind of the name of like the bug race in the game here. So you got different variants of like spider, bug, beetle type creatures, and they all fall under the label scorpion. I like these little mushrooms that you can go sit up on.
You did it. Finished.
Cleared all the scorpions.
The enemy is defeated. Good. Okay, more trouble for us, and by us, I mean you. Outlaws have stolen supplies. Such a terrible idea, you hear?
Understood. Let's see what I can do.
We got that beautiful ultimate queued up and ready for distribution. We can send that one out to our biggest fan in a few moments here. I love these little mushrooms. Let's touch down on one. Actually, grab some juice for our boost, and then blaze back up high to the sky over the hill. We'll follow along with our friends. It's pretty cool just to see a bunch of Iron Mans all flying. I'm very curious to check out the other javelin.
Let's get those supplies back.
Given that Storm is so cool, like, will any of the other three be able to live up to the hype? You do unlock them as you go. I think it's like at level 8 you get another one. But like, in my head, a tank, a speedy dude, and a Mr. Generic can't quite live up to what the Storm can do, but we'll see. Maybe they made them just as cool. Although I'm nervous that tossing grenades and launching missiles is not going to be as impressive as electric blasts and fireball crushing. Look at those explosions. They're so beautiful. We're taking out an entire swarm. Dang. That was good, man.
Good. Now get those supplies.
Alright, we are just wrecking this mission, tearing through at a crazy place. And I almost forgot it was on hard. Like, it's tough to even tell, I guess, with the 4 of us, especially in an early contract like this. We're kind of just cruising right through. Follow and find these supplies. Looks like it's going to be right here.
There we go. Supplies ready for Sentinel pickup.
You shouldn't need any more. You're good for now. Yes, okay. I got more work for you since you're already out there. No time to lose. A freelancer is calling for assistance. Move it.
Understood. I'm on it.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Dangerous out here alone, even for a freelancer.
You got it.
Alright, let's stick together and eliminate the Scar.
But they will return.
Oh, already eliminated. Nice, okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. When you have a whole squad, sometimes they just get rid of guys, and you're like, what is going on here? Hello. Okay, good. There's some reinforcements. We get to actually do some work here. At least a little bit of it. And you don't have to have like a perfect mix of all 4 javelin. You could have a whole bunch of Storm if that's what you want. I'm sure that's pretty obvious. I just want to make it clear, given that there are 4 specific javelin classes, 4-player co-op. But you can mix it up. I feel like Storm is a necessity for every squad, maybe even 2, just because they have so much impact and effect on the battlefield. But there are some powers like that have the ability to like specifically target an enemy and allow everyone else to deal more damage. Some of the support seals start coming into bigger play when you do group up. I don't even have a support seal unlocked right now, but apparently those are abilities that will allow you to like drop a protective shield, or put a hasten field on the floor, stuff of that sort. Alright, what we got over here? Some heavies, some lights. Trying to take them out. I wish that our, like, flying, if we, like, flew into someone, we could, like, pick them up and carry them away. How cool would that be? Or at least knock them over. The Colossus can charge into people. Speaking of other classes, we get a little green drop there. Nothing fancy, but will be nice to uncover once we hit mission complete. Trying to deal damage to these dudes from above as best we possibly can. Hitting those explosive canisters on the back, trying to take out its tanks in order to achieve maximum damage and destruction. Alright. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Look out. A very tough scar.
Ooh, okay. Who appeared?
I understand.
Targeted scar is not in the tree. Alright, sending that electric shock in there to mess with the enemies. I think the freeze is almost like the one to have, just because it can not only damage but also lock guys in place, and that seems to be so helpful, especially for these bigger bad boys. Maybe not so much the little guys, but even the little guys, it can make things a lot easier, especially with a team, I guess. But we got an ultimate, so who needs specific powers when you can have all of them right here? Call it down from the sky, compound chaos, and a combo at that. This dude didn't want to bite the dust. Definitely a lot more health on hard. That's something that's clearly very noticeable. He is down, though, now, finally. The targeted scar is still there. Let's go grab him, guys. What are we waiting for? Head yonder, head yonder. I want to see who this guy is. Is it another big guy? It is. Alright. They need more types. I do wish that they'd have more enemy types. I wish that of almost every game. Heck, even The Last of Us, I wish had more enemy types.
All the stars are down.
Beautiful.
Glad you showed up when you did.
Very good. I think you are the last one standing. I have no more for you now. People will talk of this. I'll make sure of it.
Haha. Apparently they'll talk about my first hard mission victory, and we are out. That one was real quick. Even though we boosted it to hard, I mean, it could have just been a short contract, but even though we boosted to hard, having 4 Javelin really did a number on every enemy and on the entire mission. Tough to tell, like, if it was, like, a little bit into it, but I think we started very close to the beginning, question mark? A lot of storm there. And you could definitely feel it. Alright, so that wraps up this mission. We are a soldier. Almost everybody's a soldier. Dealing damage. I do like the look of my guy with that sweet white, purple, gold look. Feeling very fancy. Racking up some XP. Not as much as my teammates since I did jump in a little bit after the fact. But we do make our way to 5. And we grab another slot. Loading up on a sniper rifle. A storm component. Lightning inscription. Another sniper rifle. And then over here, another ice storm seal. So you get the same seals but higher power levels. So you will be at times collecting duplicate powers, but they just have a stronger stat line and will add to your overall score more. Okay, we got our support seal here. Wind wall allows us to basically put down a shield that blocks projectiles. That's going to be very helpful, I feel. Probably more helpful for a team, but at the same time, it can come into handy for myself if, like, okay, I'm getting attacked from 2 sides as a lone wolf, and I need to drop it on one side to allow me to focus fire on the other, or at least to focus my dodging attention on the other. It'll be helpful. Okay, do you want to try out one of these sniper rifles? I feel like we have to. We got 2 uncommon sniper rifles, so let's test this guy out. Devastator is where we'll ride. We'll throw it in the second slot, actually. It'll be better served there, and then I don't really want to go double sniper rifle. That seems crazy. We could go shotgun, but I think I'll roll assault rifle, so I have something that is steady and ranged, and then something that is slow. It's also ranged, but will take a lot longer to queue up. And as we mix and match our abilities, I am going to say goodbye for now. Until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day and enjoying the early coverage of Anthem. Hit that like button if you're having fun and ready for the next one. I'll bring it soon. Until then, drink so much, have a fantastic day. We'll get our loadout set and get ready for another mission when we return. Until then, we will see you all later.